breezing through. The wind blows in my hair.
Alright geezers, do you want to play a brand new indie game that is all about the spirit of cycling but actually contains actual spirits? Then you need to know more about Ghost Bike. And speaking of cycling, you might have noticed in the past, I don't know, all of my videos that I've ever shot at my home studio that I've got a big yellow lemon of a bike hanging from my wall. And while it's true that that does not get anywhere near the love that it deserves, because now that Wales is submerged in enough rain to make Atlantis call us soggy, I do enjoy a cycle from time to time. Yet while I may like and enjoy the sport, there are some out there, such as Messhof, the developer of up-and-coming biking adventure game Ghost Bike, who clearly love and live the sport. And this game is an encapsulation of adoration that will leave you speeding towards happiness like your brakes have been cut. And trust me, you need to know more about it. Published by Annapurna Interactive, who are responsible for dropping indie gems such as Donut County, Outer Wilds, and the internet-breaking Stray, it is clear that Ghost Bike is going to fit in well as another super stylized passion project with a unique central gimmick. And if there is one thing that Messhof know how to do well, it is drilling down on a single core mechanic and delivering it with surgical precision. After all, this is the same dev team who gave us the Nidhogg series, which may well be the first game since Pong to deliver a single idea in the most purest of forms possible. That idea being don't get stabbed, for those not in the know. Anyway, let's change gears from trying to impale people and hit the open road, as Ghost Bike is just that. A semi-open world experience, which usually means larger than large levels connected by a social hub area, that sees you take up the mantle and tiny cycling cap of a young teen who discovers the last of the ghost bikes and decides to take it upon themselves to help restore the phantom freewheeler to its former glory. Now at this point, you'd rightly be asking yourself, what the hell is a ghost bike? Am I going to get amazing powers and a slew of overacted and terrible Ghost Rider-esque films? Can a corporeal form even use its ghostly gears? Does the little bell make a little ooh spooky noise when you ring it? Well, I don't know some of those answers, but what I do know is, thanks to the description the devs themselves have offered, is that ghost bikes were once used as devices to courier people and items from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Kinda like in the same way that I'm here to courier unsubscribed people to click that sub button and become part of the FGS community. Do it now! The devs then follow up that description with a note that our teen hero has to save the lost souls of Wheel City and return the true spirit of cycling to the world. And it kind of makes me think that we best get a shuffle on, because time is clearly running out. Now what this means for the player in terms of a narrative is kind of still up in the air, but thanks to gameplay snippets of our hero racing against po-faced pro cyclists and the promise that we'll encounter the many facets of bike culture, including BMXing, super stunting fans, and radical roadies, kind of makes me think that the overarching message on display will be about bringing communities together under the banner of cycling appreciation, and that we can follow in the mantra of there is no right or wrong way to cycle, unless it's up a one-way street. Just saying. In fact, it's hard not to look at what Ghost Bike brings to the table and not think of the same freewheeling joy and warm subculture hug that was Ollie Ollie and Ollie Ollie World. This looks to be a loving appreciation of a hobby which to some is a way of life, and that itself is something to be celebrated, because while the act in real life can leave you dirty, sweaty and covered in more chain lube than a saucy medieval knight, Ghost Bike is a romanticised and hyper-stylised take on what it means to be passionate about cycling. And if it captures the public attention the same way that Ollie Ollie World did, then you might find more people in real life giving those wheels a spin. Another area that draws comparison to Roll 7's skateboarding adventure is Ghost Bike's outstanding graphics that make me think that it's kind of like if Tintin got heavy into cycling, or if Triplets of Belleville was shown through the eyes of Dead Cells. I adore the warm colour palette and the soft cell shading edges that make everything seem like it's a romanticised daydream of what cycling should be like. Vistas look sublime and are packed with details to explore and appreciate. From winding city roads to quaint rural trails, Ghost Bike looks to be a title that begs you to explore and have fun doing so. Plus, when you add in the fact that the soundtrack is going to be provided by artists from the Italians Do It Better label, well, it means that you'll have a slew of infectious earworms to give your cycling adventures a truly memorable soundtrack. In fact, I can genuinely see people cycling along waterways and under the caressing rays of the sun for hours before realising that that's actually a wealth of content to discover and complete. And from the listing that Messhof provides in the game's description, players will be taking part in races as well as general tomfoolery, which both sounds as vague as it does very intriguing. And with the aforementioned pros and fanatics that you'll meet along the way, you can kind of gauge what they'll be. There'll be sick stunts, there'll be BMX tricks to bash out, there'll be trails to bomb it down at dangerous speeds, and lycra-clad races to compete in. And when you couple this with the additional promise of layers of customization, there certainly seems to be a lot to chew on with this title. In fact, the customization appears to be a necessary component to the gameplay, as we see in the official reveal trailer that our rider and their cute little ghost pal are sporting different frames, wheels, and gear systems at different points, kind of implying that you might get better bonuses on speed and handling if your loadout is consistent with the terrain and event that you're taking part in or on. This would make the additional promise of hunting down spare parts in the semi-open world a real treat for those looking to get their new personal bests or nail a super hard trick chain down. Plus, to be honest, the world looks so lovely that I'd wager that many would want to explore it anyway. However, if all this talk of competition and exertion is making your legs feel a bit rubbery, then fret not, as it looks like our little flaming skull companion on the front of your bike isn't just for show, and has some tricks up their ghostly sleeves that the player can access to give them the edge. In a race sequence, we can see our team burn some serious rubber as they activate what I'm officially terming as "where we're going, you don't need Ribbles" mode, which screams ahead of the competition thanks to a ghostly boost. Ribbles is a type of bike manufacturer, by the way, just in case you didn't get that joke.
So Ribble to Ribble, Valley? The Ribble River.
Sure, it's probably seen as cheating by the other races, but you know what? Absolutely screw them, as we've got an afterlife to save. That being said, it does make you wonder what other special spectral powers and tricks that you'll have access to once the game officially lands. And speaking of which, while there is no fixed date on a drop, Annapurna Interactive has noted this being a 2024 release, meaning that we might not have to wait all that long at all. Fingers crossed it releases just as the summer starts to dip here in the UK, so I can keep myself warm looking at all those saturated hues as we move into the cold, dark, depressing winter months. But you can be sure that we will provide more coverage when Ghostbike gives up its secrets. So there we have it, a really good time with some relaxed, spooky vibes. Ghostbike, it is looking to drop for current-gen consoles and PC, as well as coming to Game Pass later this year. However, if you're looking to get your biking fix sooner than that, then why not check out Lonely Mountains Downhill or Riders Republic for a slice of well-crafted action. Happy trails, you mucky pups, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the FGS YouTube channel, as you'll be able to stay up to date with all of our gaming content, as well as be notified when I go live with my Deep Cut Laden List series, The Deep Cut with Jules Gill, baby. But until then, my friends, take care of yourself, treat yourself with that love and respect because you bloody well deserve it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. 3, 2, let's do it. In fact, it's actually hard not to look at In fact, it's hard not to look at Ooh, I don't think I've written that right. Please, I beg for slow. Ego, damn it. Damn it. So close.